Hi students, we were discussing true solutions and suspension in the last class. And today we are going to discuss about colloidal solutions. See, in the activity 2.2, the group D has got colloidal solution or simply colloid. And see, what is speciality of that? That is, the particles are uniformly distributed throughout the solution. Group A has got true solution and group C has got suspension. And here group D has got colloidal solution. That is, it is an intermediate between true solution and suspension. So colloidal state or colloidal solution is an intermediate in particle size and in other properties. Let us discuss their properties in detail. Okay, so colloids are, here the particles are uniformly distributed throughout the solution. And here, as we know, the size of particle are relatively smaller than that of suspension, and colloidal solution appears as homogeneous, but actually colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture. It appears like homogeneous. We already discussed here the particles are uniformly spread, but actually their consistency is that of heterogeneous. See, the size of particles is very small here, so we cannot see with our naked eyes. And these particles can easily scatter a beam of visible light. So, the scattering of light by the particles of colloidal solution is called Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect. The particles of colloidal solution will scatter the beam of light. So, the scattering of a beam of light by the particles in colloidal solution is called Tyndall effect. And see, Tyndall effect is given after the name of the scientist who discovered this effect. Can also be observed when a fine beam of light enters a room through a small hole. And here also it is due to the scattering of light by the particles of dust and smoke in the air. Then light coming from projector in cinema theater is another example for Tyndall effect. Similarly, one more example, Tyndall effect is observed when sunlight passes through the canopy of a dense forest. In the forest, mist contains tiny droplets of water which act as particles of colloid dispersed in air. In dense forest, canopy can be seen. And this is another example for Tyndall effect. So what is Tyndall effect? The scattering of a beam of light by the particles of colloidal solution is called the Tyndall effect. Let us discuss what are the properties of a colloid. First one, a colloid is a heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture. Here, the particle size is in between solution and suspension. In the last class we discussed the size of particles in solution is less than 1 nanometer and in suspension it is greater than 100 nanometer. So here we can say the size of particle is in between 1 nanometer, that's less than 1 nanometer, another one is greater than 1 nanometer. So here the size is in between 1 nanometer and 100 nanometer. Then second property, the size of particles of a colloid is too small to be individually seen by naked eyes. Then third one, colloids are big enough to scatter a beam of light passing through it and make its path visible. Here size of particles here is in between 1 nanometer and 100 nanometer. So the size is enough to scatter a beam of light, hence its path is visible. And then they do not settle down when left undisturbed. That is, a colloid is quite stable. It will not precipitate while keeping for some time undisturbed. Okay. Then last one, they cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of filtration. We can separate the components by simple techniques, but by another method called centrifugation. Centrifugation that we shall discuss later in the same chapter. Centrifugation is used to separate the components in a colloidal solution. By ordinary filter paper or by simple techniques like filtration, we can separate the constituent particles. And see, the components of a colloidal solutions are the dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase and dispersion medium. As we know, in solution there are two components like solute and solvent. The same way, in the case of colloidal solution, the two components present are dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Dispersed phase and dispersion medium. The components present in smaller proportion is dispersed phase. The component present in smaller proportion is the dispersed phase, while the one present in greater proportion is the dispersion medium, like solute and solvent. And see, Please note that the dispersed phase in a colloidal solution is comparable with the solute in a solution. Similarly, dispersed medium can be compared with the solvent. However, they differ in the sense that in a solution, solute and solvent are present in a single phase. But in colloidal solution, they represent separate phases. That is, a solution is a homogeneous while colloids are heterogeneous in nature. And these properties are because of the difference in the particle size. Okay, a colloidal solution is made up of two components like dispersed phase and dispersion medium, just like a solute and a solvent. But in solution, the solute and solvent has a single phase. But in colloids, it is heterogeneous in nature, whereas solutions are homogeneous in nature. And this is because of the difference in the particle size. So, depending upon the nature means the physical state of dispersed phase and dispersed medium, there are 8 colloidal solutions are seen. See, dispersed phase, dispersed medium, type and example. First one, phase, liquid, gas. That is, if the dispersed phase is liquid and dispersed medium is gas, we call the type of colloidal solution as aerosol. Example, fog, clouds, etc. Then second one, solid gas. Here also, since the medium is air, that is gas, the type is also known as aerosol. Example, smoke, automobile exhaust, etc. And here, gas type is not exist, because since phase and medium both are gases means they have tendency to escape easily. So, it is not possible, or it is quite unstable. Then, similarly, we can classify how gas, liquid, then liquid, solid, liquid, then gas, solid, liquid, solid, and finally solid. So first one, gas, liquid is known as foam, FOAM. Example, shaving cream. Example for foam. And then liquid. It is emulsion. Emulsion is a colloidal form in which phase and medium are liquids. Example, milk, face cream, etc. Milk, face cream, etc. And then solid liquid. Solid liquid is known as sol. Solid liquid is known as sol. Example, milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia and mud. Milk of magnesia is called magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so it is an antacid. Magnesium hydroxide. Then gas solid is also known as foam. Gas solid is foam, and example, foam, rubber, sponge, etc. Then next one, liquid solid is gel. That is jelly, cheese, jelly, etc. Then last one, solid, it is solid sol. Solid sol. Example, milky glass, and colored gemstone. Colored gemstone. So once again, the table, different types of colloidal solutions. There are 8 types of colloidal solutions depending upon the physical states of phase and medium. Aerosol, when liquid and gas, then solid gas, again aerosol. I told you, if the dispersed medium is gas, it is called as aerosol. Then gas liquid form, liquid emulsion, solid liquid sol, gas solid form, liquid solid gel, solid last one solid sol. Okay, and here today's topic, let's rewind. What is a colloidal solution? Colloidal solution is an intermediate between true solution and suspension, in which the particle size are in between solutions and suspension, and they are heterogeneous mixture. They scatter the beam of light, and that scattering is called Tyndall effect, canopia in dense forest, or light from projector, in which the smoke or dust particle are in zigzag motion, are examples for Tyndall effect. And size of colloidal particles is too small individually seen by naked eyes. Then they are quite stable. They cannot be separated by ordinary filtration method, but by centrifugation. And a colloidal solution consists of 2 components like dispersed phase and dispersion medium. So depending upon the physical states of medium and phase, there are 8 types of colloidal solutions are there. Okay? Thank you.